waiting for what? Assholes. Right. Do.
I'm a little Spanish flea.
Do. Speaking of which, it was a very how to put it? It was a very Chicano kind of day for me today. And weirdly, like I left the house and so I leave the house and I've been working on this game Babylon for a while. And one of the things about it is I wanted it to feel like it's set in Los Angeles and I wanted it to really feel like, LA. And doing that is you got to have the Chicano influence. Otherwise, it ain't right.
Yeah.
So I was, thinking about like all this stuff and I was like, well, I got a couple of windows into that world, but I don't really come from there. And so I kind of have to fill in the blanks with like shit I've seen in movies. But I was looking for songs about cryptids because that's a big part of the setting, which is like, oh yeah, there are like these other monsters out there, and sometimes you can keep them as pets. And one of them is, of course, Chupacabra. So, I was like, oh, a song about Chupacabra. Okay, put that on. And it was like this. It was a Mexican surf guitar band. Called what was it? Hola Spirit. Hola Ghost.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, okay, that's pretty clever. That's clever.
Yeah.
And they got the song called Chupacabra, and I really, really, really liked it. I wish I could play it on stream, but I don't know if there's copyright or anything involved in that. And then I thought up, because I was listening to Chicano music. I was then thinking like, yeah. Wasn't I going to be making a gang in this setting? And I had originally had this name, which was the Mexicano Satanico. And that sounded okay until I realized that the name really needed it to be Chicano Satanico. Because if it's a Mexican gang filled with, it's a Latino gang, then it's got to be something that you can violently fucking shake your head up and down while saying.
Yeah.
Mexicano Satanico is not quite as good as Chicano Satanico, it just kind of like bolts.
That goes way better, yeah.
Belts out, and I'm like, oh, okay, we'll do that. So anyway, hey, Tracy. Stacy, Story, Richard, and Horror Guru. Hi from the next room.
Hey, Horror Guru.
God damn it. Okay. So let me tell you guys about what happened like an hour ago. So I text horror mom up and I'm like, hey, do you want to be on the stream tonight? And she's like, yeah, sure. I'll be ready around 10:30 my time. So I'm like, awesome. All right. What time is it in Chicago? Okay. That is in 3 hours. For those of you who don't know, Horror Mom lives in Cleveland, not Chicago. And in the back of my head was a little voice saying, Ohio, not Illinois, Ohio. And I'm like, yeah, Chicago, Ohio.
We're the Springwood Slasher, not Chucky.
I'm stupid,
No, and it was stupid of me to look back at that text and go, what the fuck was he talking about? Are you going to be ready in 3 hours?
Yeah. But like you were just sort of like, oh, okay, yeah, that's good. Wait a minute.
Hmm?
But by that point I'd like put the phone down and was like, gonna play a round of video game and then sit on the couch and read a comic. And then all of a
Oh
sudden,
no.
oh no, then all of a sudden, like, fucking worker comes over to me. He's like, dude, aren't you supposed to be streaming with Horror Mom right about now? And I'm like, no, it's only 7:30. And he's like, yeah, that's when you're supposed to do it. And I'm like, no, it's like 10 her time. That's like in an hour. He's like, no, that's right now.
Ooh.
Ooh. Right. Oh
Well,
man,
damn.
it was oh yeah, bless your heart. Oh fuck you, storyteller. How dare you? How dare you say bless your heart to me? I know what that means.
I do too.
Yeah.
I lived in the
Oh.
South. I know.
Oh geez.
That's
Man. I have let me oh, whew. Okay, we got to talk about that. We need to talk about TikTok. We need to talk about TikTok because I've been active on the TikToks.
I've noticed.
Yeah, because I was like, all right, let's check this out. Because I realized, wait a minute, I tend to like just go on these long rants on Twitter. Maybe that might actually
Be better
work
as a short
better
form
as
video.
a TikTok. So I tried it out. It's been going okay. But then I started like looking for other people to follow. And when I was just sticking to like, all right, uh, what big boobed girls who have only advertised their OnlyFans on here can I follow? I was doing great. But then I started listening to some guys who had political opinions, and they weren't bad ones. Actually, really ones that were really interesting. But they were so interesting, I would just watch them. I'd be like, "Oh, that's a good point. Oh, this is," and I'm talking about like, how does former black petty sergeant in the United States Army deal with MAGA and how he feels about it?
Hmm.
Like, oh, that's
That does sound
actually
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's actually kind of cool. Um, and things like that. Unfortunately, um, this also meant that the algorithm, the holy algorithm, the great omnissiah, decided, oh, you like political content.
You like mega
You like
political content.
MAGA based political content. And I'm like, no.
No,
I
I
like
don't.
people who aren't MAGA talking about their experiences with it. But I don't need to be listening to these people because like it's what am I going to learn? Okay, no. To be fair, I did learn a bunch. Unfortunately, it only kind of confirmed my already
You
well-founded
will ground
suspicions.
yourself into mega. Like, this is my design. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, oh my god, is it all? Oh my god, is it all bullshit? Like that's the thing that it's the thing that the only thing that holds these people together is resentment. It's all they have. They'll
No.
talk. They'll talk faith, they'll talk gender, they'll talk all that stuff, but it's just the same talking points regurgitated verbatim to the point where you're like, you've done no thinking about this since you heard about it 6 months ago. You've done
Nice
literally
try.
zero thinking.
Well,
How
and
do you hold a thought in your head long enough to repeat it and not think about it?
and it's like the chick I was dealing with at work last night. She's a real sweet woman. The way she introduced herself to me was weird. She's a temp, she floats, and she's like, the best time I ever had was showing my tits at a Kid Rock concert. Like, that's my introduction to this woman. First night I met her. And then last night she's like, those Canadian wildfires are actually a conspiracy. They're not going to tell us what they're covering up, but it's actually, and I'm like, okay, I really just think you're not understanding that that's the plume of smoke that came out of hell when Pat Robertson went in.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
just, it's whatever
Hell.
you want to believe.
Yeah, it's whatever you want to believe. Like, but I mean, like, I
Which, by the way, Pat Robertson dies during Pride Month.
that was pretty
Like, how
awesome. That
extra
was pretty
gay were
awesome.
we that were we
Yeah.
finally kicked him out? Like,
Yeah, well, like when it got orange in Northern California, like first of all, it was like, oh shit, it's Blade Runner out there. It's fucking Dune out there, baby. It's
people
Mad
comparing it to like
Max.
Apocalypse Now when they're doing the surfing scene
Oh no, it's exactly
with the
like
bright
that.
orange.
Yeah, it was exactly like that. It was like, uh-oh. That
And
I'm pretty sure that a sky that color never goes with anything good. You know?
like, she's like, it's some conspiracy to, they're actually like Canada sending poisonous gas or whatever. And I'm like, no, you dummy.
It's like
Two
no,
things like
there may be
correlated that actually make
poisonous
sense.
gas in the air, but that's because of
I
all
just
the
love
stuff burning.
there was like a comparison. It's like, if you stand outside New York today for 5 whole minutes, it's the equivalent of smoking 6 cigarettes. And I'm like, oh fuck, that is 1 lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I'll be fine. I'm going outside. Thank you.
Yeah, I had some really old folks, like when the sky turned orange here, and I was like, oh my God, you see that? And they're like, look, kid, it doesn't happen often, but I've seen this a few times before, but it was a while back. And I'm like, oh, really? What happened? He's like, okay, do you know what's up in the Shasta Mountains? And I'm like, yeah, Mount Diablo. Oh.
Great.
That's why they call it that. And then he's like, "Yup, yup." Because when that baby blows, that's what happens. And I was like, "Oh, is that what happened?" No, not this time.
It's not like the smoke from Chernobyl.
Oh, jeez, kid. Oh, man.
We're not getting the radioactive cloud. Calm your tits.
Yeah. Oh, wait. She literally thought that it smelled like the fire at Chernobyl?
No, she actually thought that
How would she know?
This whole thing, she really believes that this is just another scare tactic conspiracy thing, and that they're actually like, it's poisonous gas that Canada has released to do an attack on America. And I'm like, I just really want you to like think about how, like, why are you guesstimating the intelligence of Canadians first off? Like, that's hilarious. Second off, blame Canada all you want. South Park already wrote a song about it. Go check it out. Really funny.
Yeah,
but I'm like, what are you fucking listening to where they're talking about how they're poison in the water to make the freaking frogs gay? It's poisonous gas that's sent from Canada.
Well,
that's us.
Well, how to put it? That is exactly what that shit is. You know, that's exactly what that is. And it's
not a weaponized attack, it's a wildfire.
Yeah, Mount Diablo isn't in Shasta, it's in the East Bay. Oh. Hold on. Mount Diablo. Contra Costa. Oh, it's even closer than I thought. Oh, and the park it's in is called Mount Diablo St. Park. Okay, I'm stupid. Look, I've been having geography problems all day, okay?
Look, we've all been having problems all fucking day.
You know, I am amazed that I drove to Berkeley and back without getting lost. Even with the GPS. You know, like, just, I think I blew all my navigational karma performing that feat. You know, I think if I
find the giant stone cross from Dirty Harry and marched up the side of a fucking hill with me.
Yes, I remember that.
Us cursing and smoking the entire time.
Yeah, that fucker's still there. They keep trying to like, can we turn this thing down? but it's not technically on private property. Yeah, Mount Diablo,
Mm.
Chicago. That's right. Right next to Seattle, right?
Seattle, Maryland,
Yeah, Seattle, Maryland. Yeah. Oh, right. Of course.
right across the bay.
Yeah. Right next to Portland, Idaho. There's a place in Maryland called Hollywood. That got confusing a few times.
Yeah, and we had a dead woman crossing in Oklahoma. That was the name of
Oh,
a
that's
town.
cool.
And it was because they had a flood in the town and a casket went racing down the side of the mountain, popped the body out, and the woman crossed the street with this floodwater. That's why the town got the name of Dead Woman Crossing.
Because a stiff
Beautiful.
came out of a thing in a flood, and they were like, "She's walking on water." Oh, okay. Not maybe not so. Maybe not so much. Man, like, what would I think the equivalent of that this day would be fucking trash bin on the run, like, like loose trash bin. Like, what's the town called? Loose trash bin. One day there was a great flood. The trash bin moved all the way
We
down
call
Main
this
Street.
town Marching Raccoon because we had a group of raccoons that were marching through. Thought it was real cute.
Oh my god. The thing is like that. Those are the kind of names where you kind of know you're in trouble, but at the same time you're like kind of cool.
I'm glad I know that story. I'm never coming back here again.
I still can't believe there's an actual buck snort.
And we got a hail. We got a hail, Ohio.
Hail?
Hell.
Hell. Oh, that's right. There is a hell, Ohio.
I'm like, baby, that's the whole state. We're already there.
Yeah, it's like, you want to call it Ninth Circle instead?
You make it a little better
Was
or a
that
little
taken?
worse.
There's also a purgatory somewhere, but I forget what state it's in.
I would enjoy my state of purgatory.
I grew up in a place called Bowie, Maryland, and not named after David Bowie.
I grew up in a place called Garfield Heights, and I didn't think we were named after the president. I thought we were named after the cat.
Kid logic.
Well, and also like high Italian population, lasagna. I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
Let's see. Jim Hamilton is like, actually, watch I have it in Houston. Oh, dude, trash bin, Texas.
Fuck yes. How we tried to name somewhere Flavor Town.
What?
One city, or I think it might have been Columbus, where it's like, we don't want that name for that city. Sign this petition to get it changed to Flavor Town because that's where Guy Fieri's from. And I'm like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. I am so in for it.
I was about to say, I am so signing that.
It failed.
Oh.
But it's like,
people ruin everything. Well, because I mean, think about what that would do for tourism, right? And the local economy. Hey, this is Flavor Town.
I want to go to the IKEA in Flavor Town. Do you understand me?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Have Guy Fieri Day, like turn him into, like make one of those like nightmare Asian mascot costumes.
It's just everyone has to wear like those horrific like fucking Hawaiian shirts.
Those terrible bowling shirts that he would wear,
bleached hipped hair.
Yeah, holy shit. Like no, lean into it. It's like, but this is stupid. No, own it. Like, come on. I mean, fucking what's its fuck renamed itself into Sleepy Hollow back in 2007.
I used to live in a place called Bullet. Well, damn.
Whoa. Is it where Steve McQueen is from? Oh, no. Storyteller's like, I live in a place called Bullet.
Oh, I thought it was a used to. No. Cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good God. Now I'm enamored with Trash Bin, Texas.
I want to go visit.
Yeah. It's like, what
but I bet it's kind of stinky.
Well, the first thing I imagine is a trash bin with a cowboy hat, maybe spurs in the back of its tires or something. You know, just it just
It's the
comes
separate
over.
of trash cans.
Yeah, and this fucking trash bin just comes over and then goes, "Welcome to trash bin."
Now scram.
Yeah. Welcome to trash bin, where everything ends up here. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. So, all right.
Oh,
What was. Well, that's a face. What happened?
I was like, oh, cool. I have one of my little Elf Bar vapes in my room. I'm going to smoke it. And it just tasted like burning. And I'm like, oh, right. It's a burnt out one, which is why it was sitting off to the side. Eh.
Which is. Have you been to that Mad Max event? Are you talking about Wasteland Weekend? I'm assuming you're talking about Wasteland Weekend Horror Struck. Yeah, Horror Struck 666. Like those numbers. I'll take those odds.
No.
Yeah, I have not, but I know a lot of people that have. I know a lot of people who do that rather than Burning Man these days because it's cheaper. And I found myself going, wait, the capitalist event is cheaper than doing the supposedly moneyless event of Burning Man. And now I've been to Burning Man. It can cost a little bit to make sure you got everything that you need. But once you're there, it's sort of like, you know, your money doesn't work anymore. Apparently, that has changed a bit because, like, the price of entry is just now so astronomical.
Wow.
You know, like, I knew something was wrong when I saw a bunch of those, like, modern, like, people drive in with, like, those, I forget what they're called, but it's like those luxury RVs. And I'm like, oh God, fuck you. You know, like, fuck it. Luxury RV, piss off.
There's nothing more confusing than seeing a hippie driving a Econoliner. Like,
oh no, we're not talking Econoliner. We're talking like, oh God, I don't know. I forget what the name of this fucking company is, but they're like a couple of companies that specialize in building these monstrosities. And they reach upwards of like $100,000. And I'm like, what? It's a trailer.
it doesn't have to be.
It's a trailer, bitch. Like, what the hell are you driving? You know, but you know, we're talking about the world of SUVs and shit. You know, like, oh, we got to get a new SUV. No, you don't. Don't get an SUV. I hate those things. You know, like, just get a minivan.
All you
They're
need
cheaper?
is a Chevy Malibu, a tent, and a pocket full of dreams, baby.
I know, right? That used to, well, at that and like probably like 10 gallons of water, but like, you know, it's water. You can get that. Just get yourself a 10-gallon jug, you know, to get yourself some canteens and drive out there, you know, like, come on.
Don't
buy
be
a
silly.
buy a box of Clip Bars and just
Party down.
yeah, just party down. Like, all right, so I got like $100 in drugs. You got $20 in supplies and $100 in drugs. Let's go. But that's gonna last the week, right? No, you will run out of drugs before you run out of water. Let me tell you. But still, you saw one that went for $8 million. Oh, executive RVs. Oh, kiss my dick. Yeah, I technically have an SUV. I technically own an SUV. I didn't know that when I bought it because it's a PT Cruiser.
Huh.
I'm like, a PT Cruiser is an SUV?
I didn't know they counted.
Yeah, apparently they do. And I'm like, how? You know, like it's like, this is technically an SUV. It's like, okay, so you mean it's an SUV in all but the important ways. you
I
know, but
just found out that they make air mattresses for your car. And I'm like, I work night shift. This is the most dangerous game for me, but I will
oh
go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, that's how capitalism works with the homelessness problem.
I'll be making more comfortable for you to live in your car.
Car, yeah.
For me, it's
And
like,
I
I'm
mean,
just gonna lay down in my back seat. Oh shit, I made it more comfortable for me.
yeah.
Forget work.
Hey,
It's nap
people, have
time.
you been laid off and live out in the back of your car? Like, get one of these. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that there is a solution. Fuck you. Oh my God. They busted a cashier theft ring today. Wait, they were. Wait, a cashier theft ring? How'd that work?
Just steal them from the till?
Well, like, if it was a theft ring, it means it was a system. Like it was semi-organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it literally just, okay, we just all agree that we're going to steal money from the fucking place we work and not tell anybody? Like, was it that simple or was there more to it? Like, was there a leader? Were there shares? You know?
We want to know more about the theft
I
ring.
want to know about the cashier theft ring.
I'm taking notes on how to get money.
Yeah, basically, they were ringing up items and voiding them for months. Oh, the old bartender
Clever.
trick. Okay. Got it. Oh, nothing more suspicious than a voided sale. Oh. Oh man.
I just remember when I worked at a grocery store, and what we would do is we'd just take items and pretend they were damaged and then take them to the back. And then at the end of your shift, you go, hey, these items are damaged. Can I take some of them home? How did you damage a lobster?
Fell on the floor.
Little bastard climbed out of the tank. I like his spirit.
Oh, I was at a Chinese restaurant with their was an escape. It was incredible. So all sitting down, like me and the countess and like my couple of my relatives, and we were clearly like there on kind of an off day. Like food wasn't so good. You know, the bitter melon soup was a little old. Not so great. But as we're eating, all of a sudden, huge noise as a fish jumps the tank. Because this is one of the Chinese restaurants that got fish tanks in it. That's how you know it's good. That's how you know the fish is fresh. Do you want to kill that one? Yes. Fish jumps out and starts like flopping towards the door, and we're just watching it because we want to see where this is going. It's like, is he gonna make it?
I hope he does.
And then they catch him, and they catch her like, all right, clean him up, put him back in the tank. And my aunt just looks at me and goes like, we should eat that one. Extra lucky.
That reminds me, I used to be a huge fan of Iron Chef, and there was the octopus battle, and you watch an octopus crawl out of the tank, and whatever like boom mic got, you heard the mic fall and the guy like throw the thing back in the tank. And it's like, that just actually fucking happened. And now they're tearing that damn thing to shreds. Oh God.
Yeah.
This also reminds me of Edward Furlong's famous arrest in Kentucky. I have this arrest report on my computer because it's one of my favorite fucking things on the fucking world. So Edward Furlong is making this movie in Kentucky called Jimmy and Judy. And it's all handy
for those who don't know, don't recognize the name, Edward Furlong is the kid from T2.
Yes. So He gets drunk while they're shooting in a supermarket and decides he's going to release the lobsters from the tank that they have in the supermarket. Turns the tank over and is throwing lobsters out the door because he thought they could make it to the ocean. And it's like the police report is patron was clearly intoxicated and talking about the lobsters getting to the Kentucky Ocean. And I'm like, the fucking Kentucky Ocean. And part of me is like, whenever I want to meet Edward Furlong at some point in my life, because I have a lobster bib saved for him to sign. Like, I know this might be a touchy subject, my friend.
Oh man. Edward Furlong from Brain Scan. Was he Brain Scan?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Jesus. Like that no,
like
not an actual Brain Scan, the film. Yeah. Okay, I am remembering it right. Oh shit, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I had forgotten that part of it. I mean, most of what I remember from that movie is the
trickster, the bad
trickster, yeah.
Who's like looks like the guy from the You Spin Me Right Round video, just like with demon makeup. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, wait, was that I forget the name of that band. Was that Spanned Up LA or
God, I'll never remember
fuck.
it.
Yeah, Spin Me Right Round. It's like I remember reading articles where he said he wasn't transsexual. I'm like, give it up. Give it up, man. Woman.
No. Listen. What the fuck was this?
Spin Me Right Round, Like a Record. God damn it. Like, name of the band, please. Dead or Alive. Okay. Dead or Alive. Lead singer of Dead or Alive. Peter Burns. Peter Burns. Not trans. Give it up, baby. It's okay. The fans will understand.
Is that to me, it looked like he had a lot of fun. So I'll open up your living arms because here he comes.
Yes. Yes. You know, I like, oh, geez. I heard something chilling. And I was like, I could not disagree with it. But it was one of those, oh, okay, I'm not the only one. But that's like kind of a bad thing. There's this one guy, it's not a TikTok thing. This other guy, there's nothing like a German with a thick accent explaining how fascism works.
Yeah.
You know, allow me to explain to you how fascism works and how the Nazis gained power, not just in the political sphere, but how they gained so-called popular support. You know, and someone was like, is there hope for America? You know, because he's making the argument quite well, actually, that, you know, Americans falling into fascism, who knew?
Yeah.
And then he says, is there hope? There is always hope. There is hope for America, but not for all 50 states. And I was like, yeah. And he was saying this like just post Florida losing all of its migrant workers.
Yeah.
And I was having a conversation with Yogi where I was like, he what, if you made them illegal, why wouldn't all the migrant workers just leave? It's in the word you call them. Migrant comes from migrate. If you fucking make it too hard for them to work, they'll leave. They don't live there. Not permanent, like they don't own property or anything. So it's like, well, you got something going on in Georgia? Fuck it. Just go. I don't need to be getting arrested for picking berries.
Yeah, no. And my thing has been, if it walks like a Nazi, talks like a Nazi, pulls notes from Hitler's playbook like a Nazi, then it's probably a fucking Nazi.
Yep.
Just saying, I'm noticing some similarities.
Well, yeah, and they're fucking scary. And the more I look into the whole, the more I look at the whole thing, the more I hold up the mirror to conservative American fucking.
This is what you're doing.
This is
what
I'm
you're
doing.
supporting.
This is what I'm doing. Yeah, like, because I feel like it's my duty as a complete asshole to look at someone's horrid reflection and go, this is you. This is you. This is you. And I know
like
they're not going
to. The tiny mustache? Hmm?
Yeah, this is
like
you. And I know they're not going to listen. I know they're not going to listen. But there's a part of me that goes, especially with the Christian ones, you know, where they talk about, oh, you have to have faith and, like, you know, you'll meet Jesus and, you know, all that fucking shit. You have to repent. And I'm always like, oh, do I? So you claim to have seen the Lord Almighty. What did you repent for? Literally, I'm asking.
And
what did you
like
repent for? And then they start to get very squirrely because they never answer that question. They will never answer a question like that.
Of course not.
You know, because they don't know what to say, because people don't ask that. The reason they're putting on that voice and that air and doing it is because it's a position of authority that can get away with anything. So if you come in and you're an asshole like me that is pulling, that likes to pull from not only his own insane experiences, but can talk the language of belief and faith.
You get yourself off the hook for so much when you put your life into Christ's hands, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't make a sale at work today. God didn't want me to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was blessed by Jesus. Were you? Really? Why does Jesus have to care? Yeah, why does Jesus have to care about you? Why you? By the way, there is a very, 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 very twisted reason why they want poor black people to suffer. And that is because suffering brings you closer to Jesus. And that's good for them.
Well,
but not for you, right? Never for you.
Well, I don't have to suffer because I believe in Jesus Christ, our Savior.
Yeah.
I love fucking with fundamentalists.
And I'm like, and well, the thing that pisses me off is like, look, man, I tell you, no one believe in Jesus like an old black grandma. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. This is so well understood that it's a stereotype.
God don't like ugly. God do not like ugly.
You know, like Tyler Perry has made an entire fucking career out of that. You know,
I heard the God don't like ugly and must have had the devil in it. so many times when I worked at a predominantly Black dialysis clinic, and it's
Ooh.
like, yeah, I loved it, but at the same time, I would hear that like 20 times a day. God don't like ugly. Devil is a lie. I'm like, yep.
Yep.
I feel kind of weird wearing my Hellfire Club Stranger Things shirt while you're saying that the devil is a lie, but like, you go on, sis. You just keep on talking.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. You don't make it my problem. It won't be the problem. You know.
Well, yeah. My favorite thing though were the fundamentalist women that I worked with sometimes. Do you want to go to church with me? I'm sorry, why are you talking to me about the Lord? What? No, your husband is the only person that should be talking to me about matters of faith. Women are supposed to keep their mouths shut and keep that stuff inside the home. Any questions you have, any beliefs you have, need to be brought to your husband. That's the way that works. I've read the Bible. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I
And
always.
by the way, where's your head covering? You fucking whore.
For me, this never fails. This never fails. For me, it's always, will you come to church with me? I was like, only if you agree to come to my church
as well.
then I will go to yours. I am glad I am invited, but like I can only accept the invitation if you come to mine first.
And which church is that?
Get ready.
Get ready for this. Actually, the other thing that I love, how to put it, white guy comes up to me, starts telling me about Jesus. I know exactly how to fucking handle this situation because they do not put their faith where their mouth is. They do not
Never
put
do.
it there. Never do. Like, that's always the guy, a white guy. Look, there ain't no such thing as a white guy carrying a cross that don't got wheels on it, okay? And I'm like, that's cheating. That is cheating.
God don't like ugly. Why'd he make you?
You, yeah. Yeah, but like a black guy comes up to me, wants to talk about Jesus. I'm like, oh, fuck. I can't talk my way out of this one.
Oh shit, he's preaching now. Fuck
Oh
me.
shit, yeah. Oh no, he's gonna testify at me. What do I do? I got things to do. But like the thing is I have determined how I'm going to respond the next time, which is basically to say like he's gonna testify. Like I realize I will testify with him. It will be weird because I don't think he's going to expect it. Anyone would expect it. Because, look, I'm a crazy guy. And if you talk to me about faith, I have a lot of opinions on the matter. I don't like to apply logic and reason to matters of faith because I'm like, no, these are two completely different things and they should be completely separated. Your faith doesn't tell you whether the earth is flat or not, like that doesn't matter. It's not what it's about. It's not what it's for. Faith is there to sustain you until you have direct experience. Because sometimes direct experience is hard coming. Sometimes you gotta wait a long ass time. Not so much like to see the face of God or in a literal sense, but will we fulfill the promise of the civil rights era? And I'm like, yes. I don't know if we're going to do it in one piece, meaning America. I don't know if America, as it is now, like that guy was saying, I don't know if all 50 states will get there, but a lot will. It will happen. It just will. There's no way it doesn't. Maybe it won't happen in Florida. Maybe it won't happen in Kentucky, but it'll probably happen in California and, most of the West Coast. probably also some places in the middle of the country, and we'll just have to see how everything breaks down. But I'm like, no, it'll happen. It's like, you have faith? And I'm like, no. That whole weird, I have a dream, I have been to the top of the mountain and I have seen it. I promise you, the Martin Luther King thing. I'm like, no, I know what he's talking about. Like, I got it. I figured it out. And the answer is kind of staring us right in the face. And people don't realize it because we actually have the example. Germany. We have the example. Germany is the example of what happens when the failure to reconcile with your own people goes too far. And what happens at the end of that? Well, you determine we ain't doing that again.
One would hope.
Yeah. We are actually going to not do that again. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen again because, oh my God, that was terrible for everybody. A lot of people were like, no, Germany was doing great. No, it wasn't. No, it was. You really look into it, you're like, ooh, actually, they weren't doing so well.
These numbers don't add up.
Yeah, these numbers don't add up, actually. And, everyone's like, well, trains ran on time. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They just kept saying that they did. But they actually didn't. They're actually notoriously not on time. Or as one great European-style racist joke said, yeah, they ran so well you would have thought it was Italy.
That just reminded me of Eddie Izzard's.
Ouch.
One day they just said, we're all fascists, and they went, okay, ciao. Riding on a motorcycle. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, wow, the country seemed to have flipped on that pretty quickly. And it's like, yeah, and then it really quickly flipped back.
Oh, this is not working.
This is not working. Kill him. Kill Mussolini.
Oh, Moosey, where are you?
Oh, Moosey, where are you? We're going to, it's like, oh, Moosey, we got to kill you now. Woohoo!
I was in an AP US history class and we were trying to do a skit about, we had to do an end of the year project, and I of course hung out with the gay theater kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We're all queer in Oklahoma. We found each other pretty fucking quick. And we were doing the sleepover with the Axis powers, and then just Hitler playing hide and seek with Mussolini, and we kept doing Moosey, where are you?
Oh.
Moosey, you haven't helped out in the war effort. Moosey.
What's going on? The French are getting rambunctious.
Having an off night. I was on a date with Josh. We were looking for something to watch on fucking Hulu, and Secrets of the Elephants came up, right? As a header before whatever we were trying to find. And I'm like, Secrets of the Elephants, they're all secretly Nazis. You wouldn't guess it. They're all alcoholics that beat their wives. What are the secrets of the elephants?
Vince, yeah. He deserved worse. Yeah. Oh, man. Speaking of deserving worse. So, that Trump indictment, I'm reading that thing, and it's like the fucking bit from Heavy Metal and Lincoln Stern. I was waiting. I was reading because I was like, is this going to end with, and one moving violation? Where is this? Because it's one thing, when they said, oh, there've been 11 indictments. And I'm like, okay. And then, because I didn't understand what an indictment was. An indictment is a classification of crime that you are guilty of. You are guilty of this classification. That's what the indictment is. But underneath that, it goes into more detail. And those are the counts. So when someone
Yeah.
says 11 indictments, that means there were 11 separate categories of crime
That happened.
that happened.
And all of those come with their own separate charges.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where I work right now, there are a ton of MAGA people, and then there are liberal people. We all deal with each other, and we try not to state our opinions. Sometimes someone will put on the fucking news, and all of us just have to kind of go there. And who's gonna open their mouth? Nobody. We're not gonna. Who's gonna open their mouth first? I'm trying to make sure. No, we're not actually gonna say anything about this today.
Yeah.
I know. I can see you fuming, honey.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so let's go down this list. And I get to like, oh God, now I forget what it's called, but basically violations. This is basically once we get to the like treason part of the program, like, like not mishandling, we're not talking about mishandling. We're talking like sedition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, how many are in this one? 36.
And that's the other thing, like when his like original, like, oh, they took documents from his house. I'm like, please don't tell me this idiot kept nuclear codes. And he kept nuclear codes.
Yeah. He kept nuclear codes, information on where the missiles were kept, all that shit.
It was like
I'm
shit that I was spitballing with my dad on what he could possibly like have documents that they were absolutely like, where the fuck are they? I'm like, oh, he's got to have nuclear codes. My dad's like, probably foreign phone numbers or locations of different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All that shit is actually what he had. And it's like, do you know how great it feels having a psychic link between me and my dad where we're like, no, it had to be something really important. Let's just go through the list. Oh shit, we were right? Fuck.
Yeah. Indictment actually doesn't mean guilty. What indictment actually means is
just
not
crime.
only, we're listing the crimes that he is being accused of, and the grand jury finds that there is enough evidence to go ahead with the charge. So basically, a group of people went in and were like, do you think there's enough evidence here to actually take this man to trial? And they were like, yup.
Yes.
Yup.
Double yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, did he break the Espionage Act? Oh, all the way. He broke the Espionage Act in all the ways. It's incredible. And it's one thing to know that he's guilty, but to see the enormity of it. Like,
it's like,
those,
I knew you were gonna fuck up, but how that bad?
Yeah, that one photo that was taken at his office where there's like the boxes and the top secret and all that. That is a fraction of what he had. A fraction. Oh my God. We're talking hundreds of boxes. And I'm sitting there going, did you think no one was gonna notice?
Just in case, like, we've got a war going on in Ukraine. We might need those missile codes. Where the fuck are they? Did you really think?
Oh, it's worse than that. It's worse than that. Because the shit that was in the boxes are photocopies. Those files are never supposed to be copied. Ever.
And indictment for that.
Ever. That's one of the things that's said on the little cover page with the red
he had a storage
border.
building.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's like, well, what was he doing with it? What do you think he was doing with it? Like, what do you think he was doing with it? He's still selling state secrets, man. You know, like we all knew he would.
Again, we knew you were gonna fuck up, but this magnificently?
Yeah, but like to this magnitude, I thought it was gonna be like how to put it. I thought it was gonna be like, okay, so he's gonna sell some secrets to Saudis. He's gonna sell some to Russia, and by some, I was like, all right, like probably 12 really important files.
Not
Not
hundreds.
hundreds. Like to the point where I am thank God Putin is an idiot. Because we had our ass hanging out a window, didn't even know. All the way out. The international community could have been giving the United States a prostate examination. And I'm just sitting there going like, and please, I mean, I know you can't tell us, but please reassure me that this has been dealt with. Like the minute they knew what had happened, it was just sort of like the whole intelligence agency is like, okay, so you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired.
You might just be in trouble. We
Yeah,
haven't decided
you might
yet.
just be in trouble. You know, quick, move
I didn't get
all
a
the
rump out of
nuclear
that guy.
equipment around so that no one knows where anything is unless they're supposed to. You know, it's although it is a little reassuring, it's not the most reassuring, but it is a little reassuring that if for some reason like Putin, you know, fires the missiles, well, we won't have to worry about Russia anymore. That one thing, that'll be certain. That will be
I've
certain.
seen Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, wow.
That just reminded me of there's a guy at work,
Yeah.
and I always call him my fake work husband because there was a resident we were both dealing with, and she grabbed me by my shirt and said, "You better keep your husband out of my mess." And I said, "Tim, you've got to leave. I've got to get my husband out of her mess."
Oh, this is like a patient who thinks you're her
Yeah.
husband?
Thinks that my coworker was my husband. You need to keep your husband out of my mess. So every time I see him, I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, babe? We doing couples therapy tonight? I need my work husband up here. I gotta lift somebody." Yeah. And he's like, "Could you?" And then he finally, like the other day, I had to go downstairs and watch a guy who is fucked up on pretty much every drug and detoxing actively from it. And he's like, "Where's my wife? I'm looking for my wife. Got the boy haircut. Where is she?" I'm like, "You're in it now. You did it." Which was fucking horrifying when the first thing he's like, "So do you know what it looks like when someone has a seizure? Do you know how to do CPR?" And I'm like, "What the fuck do you have me doing?" "You gotta watch this guy who's detoxing while they figure out his meds." "Oh, okay. Cool." Not cool, but fucking fine. I wore a
Oof.
Clockwork Orange shirt to work. And
Like a cricket outfit or a shirt that said Clockwork Orange on it?
It's a Japanese poster for Clockwork Orange.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this shirt. And he goes, "Yeah, that's a pretty all right movie. I'm more of a fan of The Shining. Now that's brilliant." And I'm like, "Well, my favorite one is Dr. Strangelove, but you know, they don't make shirts with that on it."
They don't?
And this motherfucker then continues to go on about the brilliance of The fucking Shining.
Oh,
And this is the second time we've had this fucking argument with the same fucking shirt.
Please don't tell me he's one of those like room 239 guys or whatever it is. Oh no.
He's a Kubrick fake the moon landing type of dude. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude. I think we need a divorce. I can't."
I went and saw that documentary about
That is such a fun fucking like.
I thought me and Guru watched that, and like we're sitting there like in our seats,
Like,
restraining
you
each
could chew
other.
your tongue off watching that movie.
Oh my god! Like I thought if you could have condensed hate into laser beams, that screen, we would have set that screen on fire with our anger.
That was such a shitty thing, and I love, you know what's the perfect double feature? Room 237 and the Flat Earther documentary that's on Netflix.
Oh my god.
That is the perfect, like, you want to feel like people are so fucking stupid and up their own ass. Clap those two together. Double feature it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
Oh yeah.
Also, take a shot in the Flat Earth documentary whenever they say all around the world.
Yeah. We're going global. What?
But you just said you're a Flat Earth.
Like, yeah. You would think they would. You would think they would say.
Globe.
Yeah, you'd think they would say worldwide. Because like, okay, like worldwide does not imply a shape. It's just everywhere in the world. It could be flat.
Yeah, if you want to see me turn into a little Italian grandma with the, what are you doing with your life? What is this? But put those two on. I make sure you have a good time.
Look, to quote fucking Odorous Urungus, okay, bears do not fucking wear pants, okay? That doesn't happen in real life. That's made up, and so is Apollo 13. You fuck.
Oh, yeah. I need to. Oh my god, I can't even remember the name of this Flat Earth documentary. Son of a bitch.
I've seen it. And it's definitely
it's one of the funniest goddamn
I had a
ever
seizure.
Find.
I swear I had a fucking seizure while watching that.
Behind the Curve.
Behind the Curve, yeah.
It's free on Tubi right now. And it's got the label fascinating, shocking, and disturbing. Please. I remember I worked with a Flat Earth guy too. And my friend really was in love with this guy, thought that this was her soulmate. And every time he was a Flat Earther, he was a Holocaust denier. Real piece of shit.
Why do those go together?
I don't know, but it always seems to, right? And every time he'd start in on his bullshit, I would give her the look of, this is what you want. This is your soulmate. You want this around your kid. You're willing to take that dick inside you. Dummy. He started on his Holocaust denier shit, and I pulled someone away from him because I'm like, you're going to lose brain cells if you talk to this man anymore.
You're not allowed to talk to this man anymore. Why? Look.
You will get dumber in his fucking presence. He's like the brain box from the fucking Batman movie. You can't trust him. He just sucks out all the intelligence. You're done.
Right. Yeah, you're just done. You're stupid now. Like, you have no idea what's going. No, that's how you get idiocracy. Little did you know that was actually, it wasn't prophecy. It's just a disease that like really stupid people carry.
Fun note, this supervisor lost his job when he put on his public Instagram and Snapchat a picture of his psychedelic mushroom and peanut butter sandwich that he was going to eat. And then everyone was like, did everyone just see that he like is very open about the fact that he's tripping right now? And he sent that to our boss. His boss, like, it's his official company Instagram where he was supposed to be doing like product photos and shit. And he, peanut butter and mushroom sandwich. I'm having a fun night. I'm like, you are that fucking stupid.
Look.
Well, we won't be hearing that flat earth shit anymore.
I have smoked a lot of crack in my day. But I have never, I don't understand. People, they take pictures of the drugs, put it on Instagram. They take the drugs and put those pictures on Instagram. And they keep taking Instagram pictures of them on drugs and putting it up. And then going, I wonder how they found us.
It's a fucking mystery. Like why everyone thinks the earth is round. It's a goddamn
Goddamn
forget it.
conspiracy. Like, forget about it. It's just psychic worms that the CIA has grown with the frogs that they've turned gay. That's the answer. I don't.
But then it's like,
And
did the mushrooms explain the flat earth shit? Or
No.
did it cause the flat earth shit?
No. You look, drugs do a lot of great things for you. They don't make you smarter. I don't know if they make you dumber, but they don't necessarily make you smarter. And
this guy also was very open about, I should watch you guys when you're around the metallic spray cans. And I'm like, why the fuck would we be wary around the metallic spray cans? And he would tell you, like, oh no, all you have to do is get a bag, like one of the bags we have on the shelf here, pour a bunch of that in, you can huff that shit and get real fucking high. And then he just like walk away from you and you're like, you're my supervisor? I don't think I trust you like to supervise my kid on Epstein Island with Bill Cosby in the kitchen. I don't trust you.
this was at a medical facility, wasn't it?
Nope, this is a warehouse.
Oh, this is a warehouse.
And
okay, well, at least there's that.
he was the one teaching people how to drive forklifts.
To be fair.
But I also met plenty of nurses and aides that,
Don't tell me that.
I don't get vaccines.
I don't want to know that. That's horrible.
Why would I get vaccinated? It's all a trick. And I'm like, you are more horrifying than anything. I could meet the devil himself today. And I would go, this bitch is scarier.
Yeah. Because you know what Devil's gonna do? He's gonna sit there. He's gonna lie. He's gonna say, "Don't look at me, man. I got nothing.
That's not on me. That one's not on me.
Not on me. Don't look at me. I got. I'm too busy planting dinosaur bones in the ground."
You're a COVID nurse and you work in a COVID unit and you will not get the COVID shot because you don't believe in COVID. But you're still gowning and gloving and putting your mask on.
Which is why it is really important for us to have standards and oversight, because there's a point
People
in which,
like this fucking exist.
yeah, because people like that exist. And, it's like, well, who's stupid enough to? You would be amazed.
Even like when I gave birth to my fucking son, he was a C-section. I was on Dilaudid, and they were talking me through all the paperwork because, Dilaudid is fun to be on. And then they got to okay, now this is a sensitive topic for a lot of parents. Do you want us to vaccinate your child? Hand me that paperwork right now. I'm signing it. Oh, thank you. Thank you for just being so understanding, because sometimes, like, people give us a lot of flack. I'm not insane. You keep that baby safe. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks to the donation, Horror Guru. Although that reminds me, we have... Whoops. We also have a... Yeah, I want to leave YouTube. Jesus Christ. We also have a GoFundMe currently. Let's see. It is currently at 1,015.
Oh my gosh. Holy shit. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Y'all are fucking amazing. Yeah, so I could get into this. Okay, where do I begin? At the beginning, most likely. So in November, my mother decided she was taking herself out of running for the human race, which sucks. And then I kind of swooped in and...
For those of you from TikTok, she unalived herself.
That's again, like I put it earlier, she had a Kurt Cobain mind frame. It's fine. Also, here's the fucked up thing. Day it happened, they're like, we're gonna get you in touch with a grief counselor. We got a letter on how to get a grief counselor a week ago. bitch died in November.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that sounds depressingly familiar.
oh, I love police. So I stopped streaming. I'm like, I need to take care of my family. And that's what I did. I even quit my job and found a job that like the times would work better. So my dad wasn't doing as much because if you don't know, my dad's got a ton of back problems and is disabled. And he tries to take care of my kid. And at a certain point, that's not going to work anymore because he's low mobility. So that's all fucked up. And I get this new job at this place where I'm handling, detoxing people from fentanyl and everything else. And yesterday, I got paid a whole $126. And we're like, okay, where's the fuck up? And how do I contact the person that does payroll? Payroll's on vacation. And I have a rent check that's due. I need to pay my electric, my gas, and feed my kid. So if you could give, I'd really appreciate it. Because right now I'm waiting for this bitch to get back from vacation to yell at her and figure out what the fuck is up. But it looks like it will be a 2-week vacation, and I can't wait that long.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Jeez, it has not been. I don't want to be an asshole, but it has not been a great, like.
It's not been a great year for fucking anybody.
Yeah. It's not been an awesome year.
And also this came on the back of an already like awful night. So this sent me into rolling goddamn panic attacks throughout the night, which was perfect when you're having to deal with people and try to be empathetic and caring, and all you want to do is like fucking break down. And so yes.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, geez. No, you need a guy like my friend Steve at your hospital. But then again, I know what they would do with him. They would fire him.
I'm surprised they haven't fired me yet.
Yeah, well, they would fire him because, like, when he detects a problem, he's one of those
He actually
guys.
solves it.
Yeah, he doesn't let it go. It's one of the things that makes him really good at his job.
Well,
But
that's the same thing with me.
And when you deal with, cybersecurity, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a very good thing. Oh man, some of the conversations I have heard him have in my house when something goes wrong are hilarious. My favorite is being, I don't care if the motherfucker's on vacation. I don't care if he's fucking the Pope. I don't care if his fucking dad just died. Fuck him. You get on here fucking right now. Or I will fly over to Paris just to fucking put a pillow over his goddamn face.
Well,
you feel, no need for that kind of language.
Yes, there is, obviously. Obviously, this is the time for it. Thank you.
Yeah. It's like, well, as long as you're okay with all of our data being stolen.
That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, that's a great look for a security firm.
And I gotta say, the reason I'm fucking disgusted at this place right now is I came there and it started off and it was great. And then I started noticing the holes. It's like a beautiful painting. And then you start noticing, like, wait a minute, the paint's chipping and there are all these little. A resident falls 2 times during a shift.
Oof.
You should send them out to the hospital. They just decided to do neuro checks on her.
Oh, then.
Which are.
Yes.
Hey, do you know your name? Do you know where you are? So this happened during the day shift. This was yesterday. My friend comes into the room because I'm not on my usual assignment. They moved me to a different assignment. And I see paramedics roll up while I'm on my smoke break. And I'm like, the fuck is this shit? Oh, yeah. You know how they were saying that blah, blah, blah fell twice? Yeah, I went to go change her and she was gray. And her brief was filled with blood, so they think she has a GI bleed. How long was that woman sitting in bed losing blood before we wandered into the room? We had another patient.
Oh,
She sundowns, which means her dementia gets worse at night.
okay.
And I know what I do is check on her every half hour because she will try to climb out of bed, find her car keys, and leave. She can't walk. She's paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh,
So she will try to go about her merry day and she will fall out of bed.
right.
And that was the second ambulance that came to our work. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing to my girls up there? I guess we're partying a little too hard. I want to leave so fucking
I hate
badly.
you. Yeah. Like,
It could be worse. You could be downstairs. I am downstairs. Fuck you.
oof. Well, no, I hope that when if I'm old,
And I'm like, I hope this nurse gets her ass handed to her. I hope the aides get their asses handed to them. This is fucking stupid.
yeah, that's pretty unacceptable.
The clicky bullshit that goes on at this work. I complain about somebody putting 3 briefs on a patient. Guys, incontinent, it doesn't matter. You don't triple brief a patient.
What
You
good does
don't.
what good does that do?
Oh, because then you take off the 2 briefs at the end of the night and that last brief is dry. So then, you can just
What?
be done.
What? That's
They can soak through 2 briefs and then the last one, they don't have to do their last check and change. As long as they pull out the other 2 briefs.
wait.
So I complain about this woman.
Wait,
She comes back,
oh.
complains about me, and then I take it up to the DON and I'm like, hey, little Miss Perfect who complained about me, triple brief residence again. This guy's Foley bag was completely full and backing up into the line. This person apparently fell. This happened, this happened, this happened. Well, do you tell any of this to the supervisor on the floor? All the fucking time, bitch. And this is the same person that complained about me. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that you had complained about her first. That's weird. And I'm like, that's retaliation.
No.
You're the head of HR. Do something. Maybe. If you think about it. Possibly. You're not going to do shit.
I'm trying to figure out this triple bag in it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, and if you
Does she
keep doing
think
that to a person long enough.
Does she think that you soiled the outer pair of pants first?
No. It's the inner pair. And then there's another pair right behind it. So when that one, the first one fills up and starts to leak, it hits the second one. And by the third one, you're fine because the other 2 have caught most of the mess.
Oh, right. But you don't leave it like that.
Right. You shouldn't. And you shouldn't have somebody at 8:30 coming in.
It's like, I want to go home.
The amount of times I'm like, my big joke is, fuck it. We're going downtown. We're scoring some H. I don't need to fucking have a job anymore. I don't need to have a life anymore. I'm just, pack me up, buddy. I'm going. I'm done with my life. I've had it. I would rather be heroin up to my eyeballs than deal with this shit right now. Now, luckily, I have friends at work that are like, while we're spitballing ideas, let's just share the needle.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
you do this shit and then you think no one's going to complain about you.
You don't do that. Why? Because this is how time works.
I've been doing this shit for 6 fucking years. 6 fucking years. And it's the Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this fucking bitch to think that after 2 years, she knows better than everybody and that this is some secret she's cracked. When you do this to a patient, you raise their chance of a UTI, skin breakdown, which, I love seeing a bed sore that
Oh,
I can put my fist in.
oh God. Yeah.
But no, go off, sis. You know better.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny Too Dangerous. Like, oh, thank God they have gallows humor. Like,
Oh, somebody's got to.
yeah. Like, oh, good. All right. So, let's change the topic. Last good horror movie you watched.
Last good horror movie I watched. Renfield. I like that one.
That was
very
good.
much.
I did like that movie. And yes, master.
Did you just come in here, buddy?
He did. He just came in from outside, and then he meowed at the door, and then he started grooming himself. That's how the cat do. That's how the Gomez do.
Even the cat wants to leave.
What is it, master? Do you require a flea bath? Shall I groom you with my tongue? That ain't happening, by the way. Just letting you know.
Starting to
So,
sound like me with my kid.
pet the kitty. You want to go outside? You can go outside. You can go outside, buddy. And you can do whatever you want, but like, for the love of okay, this motherfucker. That little feline piece of shit. He started doing a thing. I don't know why. But he'll get up. So he's always been able to like go over the roof into the neighbor's area. Not too surprised he's a freaking cat.
Well, yeah. Cats do what cats do.
So he is taken to being over in that area, and now he looks forlornly into the backyard and meows like he can't get back in.
I remember when I was over there.
This will get this got so bad one night, I actually walked around the corner to the little gate that I knew that emptied out into, and like put my hands through the gate in order to pull the cat through, which was not easy. I get back to the house. Motherfucker. Oh, you can't see it. The light's too bright. But
He clawed you?
motherfucker clawed the shit out of my arm. Like, I've gotten a nick or two here from him.
Yeah.
But like, this went from scratch to like almost full on laceration. And so I was wearing like one of those wraparound bandages for a bit. And I'm just sort of like, you motherfucker. And he will also go to the front of the house and meow to be let in there. And so I'm like, well, what's wrong? Did something change over in that house? I mean, I know this house has had some construction done to it. Like maybe they changed something. Maybe there was a ladder that was moved or something. So I run into the neighbors today. And I'm like, oh, by the way, did anything change up there in the last like month or so? Like, was a ladder moved? Did you get new furniture? Like anything like that? Because my cat, for some reason, is acting like he can't go directly from your patio back into my yard, which he was always able to do before. Did something change? And they're all, yeah, this is Gomez we're talking about. And they're all like, no. Like, in fact, I don't think anyone's been in that backyard for like 2 months. Except to like, like put shit in the garbage can. I was like, so nothing? Like, nope, no change. And I'm like, okay. And as if to make the point,
He does it
fucking
again.
cat just came right in went to that door as you saw, and then walked back out again. And I'm like, oh, so you can get back in here. Son of a bitch. Son of a motherfucking bitch.
And I just want to say, my son is the biggest fan of your cats. He really is.
Really?
I show him photos because he loves
Aw.
He loves them. He wants to meet them very badly. But then I actually had the opportunity to introduce him to a cat. Do you know what this little love of my life, darling doe-eyed boy did? Screamed at it until it ran away.
Was he just so excited or was he terrified?
Terrified because he's like, Mommy, it's breathing. And I'm like, yeah, cats breathe. Now, keep in mind, this technically isn't his first experience with a cat. I take him to go meet my grandmother, his great-grandmother. And he was like 1. They finally lifted COVID restrictions. I was like, fuck yes, I'm going to take my little baby to meet my grandmother. It's safe-ish. And she had just gotten a kitten. She's a crazy cat lady. We love her
okay.
anyway. And it started, I was showing him, like, you pet it softly on the back, baby. And it started mewing. And my son went, cat's face, my son's hand. Like, you got to stop that shit. I don't know the sound you're making. And I had to grab okay, maybe not play with the kitten anymore.
Don't do that. Don't do that to the cat. You will regret it. You will regret it.
Doesn't matter how tiny it is.
It has secret sharp ends that you would not believe.
But no, it's fine, son. You really like cats. That's cool. Let's meet a cat. It's breathing. As they do.
He seems to like them more on a conceptual level.
I'm concerned. I don't think I actually had a normal human boy. I think I accidentally had a boy with puppy genetics. Because I will scream at a cat until it leaves the room. The other day, he decided we were airing out the house. It got hot here. We're like, just open a couple doors. They'll be fine. This kid goes, Mom, I have to go get something. Opens the screen door, runs only in a diaper into the front yard and starts yelling at something until it runs away. And get the hell back in the house. What the hell do you think you're doing? I saw a chipmunk. You need to get away. Such a chipmunk. I need to get away. And I'm like, you're barking at birds and chipmunks. You are not a boy. Exactly.
But he's not even like necessarily mean about. Yeah, that is very dog-like. It's just like, oh my God,
yelled
squirrel!
At geese that were in our lawn like they owed him money.
Hey, geese,
get away!
You get away! Did I tell you if he was gonna come around, I was gonna fuck you up?
Having to actively pull him away.
Oh, Flash.
I found out that kids have intrusive thoughts just like adults. Like, right now, I could slam my head down on my desk and smash my fucking face into my keyboard and come back up and be like, well, that happened.
Well, that happened. Yeah. Flash was asking the name of the Argentinian film that we watched when he was over here. That would be Legions. Me and Torger actually did a vlog on that movie. I think it's going to come out fairly soon if it hasn't already. Let me double check. Oh, there's that tab on Peter Burns.
But
speaking of horrifying,
my son sees a chihuahua in the park. We're walking through a park. He sees a chihuahua. He looks at me and goes, Mom, I kind of want to kick that. And I'm like, why? I don't know. It just seems evil. And I'm like, well, he has a lock on chihuahuas. He already knows they are from the devil. Like, the devil created that shit. I've met enough chihuahuas to know.
I mean, that could be forgiven. That's a mistake a lot of people make,
Hey, buddy, we don't kick animals, okay? Only the mean ones or a crocodile.
We don't
What the fuck?
kick
only the mean ones.
We don't kick them. What's this we?
What's this wee shit?
Boing.
Or he'll get super fucking demanding over bullshit. Mommy, I want a bath. Okay, well, how about you eat your lunch? I want it now. Okay, yes, sir. I'm so sorry. And I just started like doing my best impression of the butler from Arthur. Yes,
I
sir. I'll
shall,
make sure you have a date with Mr. Bubble, of course, sir.
I
Would you like
shall
the
alert.
dinosaurs?
I shall alert the media, sir.
Oh, what's that? The Power Rangers are fighting a Transformer? Excellent idea, sir.
Yeah. You know, like, this is how I
Would you
feel
like your chicken nuggets pre-warmed, sir?
You know, dear, hey, Jack, how do you feel about the movie Arthur? Well, I mean, if, apparently we had to do an American version of Jeeves and Wooster. I don't know why.
Sorry, I just looked at the comments and saw, no, Keith, I don't have your free fitting. And I said, those were no geese, that was a Loch Ness Monster.
Monster. Oh my God, I told you my Loch Ness Monster story, right?
No.
Okay, so there used to be this guy in the neighborhood, and he obviously, about a mile and, you know, like half a mile and change away, there is like a halfway house. You know, never had any, don't have a real problem with the halfway house being there, but definitely some of the people that come out of that place, a little sketch. This guy was a little sketch. He's this really tall black guy who was unnervingly lanky. You know, he was tall, but he's way too thin for it to look right. So it looked like his arms were like 6 inches too long. And he had the bug eyes.
Oh.
You know, and he was crazy. Like, I don't think this guy was ever right. You know, so anyway, one day he starts knocking on the door. And he's like, "You owe me money." I'm like, the fuck? Like, by the way, I had some previous like confrontations with the guy. And sometimes he'd be okay. And then sometimes he'd be like, "Nah, man, I don't have a cigarette." And he'd be like, "I know you live." And he would walk off. And I'm like, what was that? You know, so like it was getting a little like tense. I was like, am I going to have to do something here? Oh, someone smells food. That's why he wants in the kitchen. Well, I'm going to finish my Loch Ness Monster story first. Isn't that right? You little killer whale of a cat. Anyway, keeps knocking. And he keeps like, I need my fucking money. You know, I raked your leaves. I need the money.
Okay.
And, you know, he says like, I want my $350. And I'm like, the fuck is going on? And I'm just like, this guy's got to go away. I need this guy to go away. But like, all I can do is like hide further in the house just so he eventually gets bored and leaves, because if he actually like looks in the window, he might see me and know I'm not answering the door. But if I go into the bedroom, he can't see me. And so he might just assume no one's home. This does not happen, by the way. And I'm like, I don't know what to do about this guy. He's just fucking knocking on the door, asking for $350. And then the Countess looks at me and goes, wait, what does he want? And I'm like, $350. She's like, oh shit, it's the Loch Ness Monster. And for some reason, put in that context, I was like,
You're right.
All of a sudden,
It is
I'm not scared anymore. I'm not worried because it's just the Loch Ness Monster. And so I go out and I'm like, hey, what are you knocking on my door for? He's like, I raked your leaves. You owe me money. And I'm like, did I ask you to rake my leaves? He's like, no. Look, man,
Thank you.
I'll give you $5 this time. But the next time you want to touch my leaves, you got to ask or the answer is no. You understand?
Okay.
He's like, okay. And he took the money and he wandered off into the moors, you know? And to kind of top it all off, I don't think I ever saw that guy again. I don't know what happened. You know, but it really.
He went back to Loch Ness. He got his 350.
Yeah. He's got his 350 and he moved back to Loch Ness as far as I could tell. But I don't know what it was when she said that. It was like, oh, I don't have to be afraid. It's just a Loch Ness monster wanting his 350.
We love that Loch Ness.
Yes.
And his 350.
Oh, yeah. We work for our money in this family, Loch Ness monster. We don't give money away. Oh, man.
Ooh.
Okay, so... hey, he moved. Oh, actually, I think the Countess probably opened the door and let him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably happened. Yeah, the great moors of San Francisco where the Loch Ness Monster, fucking wanders. That's the real Nessie, apparently,
He's hiding out in the Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah, he hides out in the Haight-Ashbury. Oh, God. There was this great... I keep wanting the Countess to write this novel. She had this idea for a novel that was called The Marine Lair. Because for years they tried to give the fog of San Francisco a cool name, but it was like, no, stop. It's just the fog. It just comes in on little cat's paws, okay? Like, just give it up. And one of the stupidest fucking names they had for it was The Marine Lair. It's not a fog, it's a marine lair.
Okay.
The hell? But that word kept knocking around in her head until she came up with this idea, which was, it was a story. It was one of those stories that has kind of a rapping segment, but it's told Pulp Fiction style, where a bunch of shit moves in and out. And there were 3 parts to it. One was this tech executive who his company's about to go under. There's this girl who believes she's a mermaid, and there is this kid who is wandering up and down not the Bay Bridge, but the Golden Gate Bridge, kind of getting ready to jump. And it's all told in one night. It happens over the course of 4 hours. And one of the things that sets it off is this old hippie who lives in Golden Gate Park, because that's a thing that happens. It's a whole community of people that live and move around Golden Gate Park. It's actually quite interesting. I've met several of them. My favorite one was Bruce Wayne. For some reason, everyone just started calling this guy Bruce Wayne. And I was like, where did that come from? Clearly, is that your actual name? He's like, no.
Obviously not.
But another one was Candle. Well, I think it was Candlestick Jack. Where I was sort of like, oh, my name's Jack. It's like, why are you Candlestick Jack? He's like, because when I show up, things get lit.
Love it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you know, so like there's this whole weird community of like hippie. Okay, cool. And so like this hippie that she created was called Moby Doby, and his problem, well, I don't know about problem, but like the thing about him is he's like a powerful psychic, but he's such a burnout. He can't. He doesn't have any control over it.
Wow.
But he just rolls with everything that happens. You know, so it's like, so that, you know, so he's like walking in front of the Amoeba Records. And he looks at himself. He's like, his hands are turning green, and there's some strange coloration. Mucus begins to fill his hands, and you know, he takes another puff off of his fucking joint, eats another mushroom, and he looks in. He's like, he realizes he's slowly turning into a frog, and he just goes, well, that's new. And like his whole story is that he came during the summer of love and like never fucking left. He never left. He never got a house. This guy's been living out there for like 40, 50 years. And he's just this nutty guy. Oh yeah, one of the other stories. There's a pair of friends who are lost in the financial district, being hunted by the Minotaur. And it was a really, really, really good series of stories. She hasn't finished it.
Needs to.
It's a really good story. And the other one she was writing was about. This is another one I liked. It was about a psychic, a psychic guy who was like, you know, the idea is like, you know, government program, they discover an actual psychic, and he's incredibly precognitive. And for reasons that are not explained in the beginning, he leaves the facility that he's been captured in, and he's like, it's very important that he do so. And it's one of those like, I have to be in this one place at this time, and I need 3 things. I need a blue station wagon, a girl named Betty, and a cat. And the whole story is about how that all fits together.
Huh.
While he is being chased by the government. And yeah, so yeah, the first thing he gets is the car. Because he's like, there it is, that's the car. What he doesn't know, because he's just precognitive. He's not omniscient. He's just precognitive. Yeah. He's like, oh, that's the car I steal. And there's like a cat carrier in the back of it with a cat in it. And he's like, okay, that's the cat down. Now I got to find this girl. I'll find this other person. And yeah, no, it's a series of very weird events and very strange things that he has to do in order to make everything come together. You know, at one point it was like, I'm sorry, we have to get into a car accident now. Yeah. What? You know, don't worry, it won't be okay.
It's just, this needs to happen at this exact moment. I am so sorry.
Yeah. At one time, he lowers the window. He's like, I have to lower the window, and they're on the highway. And he has to lower the window. Like this motorcycle, this motorcycle dude that he has like gained the ire of, you know, who's been after him, and the cat jumps out of the car and attacks the guy. And this is all part of the equation. Yeah, it was kind of like it doesn't quite get as absurd as the movie Getting Any, because Getting Any is just pure absurdism. It's a whole series of and so this happens. Have you ever seen Takeshi Miike's Getting Any?
No.
You need to. It's really weird. It starts out with a guy who just wants a car so he can have sex in it.
And then evolves into...
And it ends, and believe it or not, this gives nothing away. It ends with him having turned into a giant fly, so the government has to create a gigantic turd in a fucking Olympic stadium so they can attract him and then kill him with a gigantic fly swatter.
Okay, I definitely need to see that.
And the whole movie is how those two things connect.
Jesus.
Yeah, like it's a movie. There's a scene where he drives up in a car made out of cardboard in order to give a trash bag full of cocaine to a guy.
Okay.
And the thing is, one scene that flows right into the other, but like you're constantly going, okay, how did we get here again? I mean, I know what the fucking series of events was.
I know what I saw. I'm just like confused.
Yeah.
But that your story about the hippies in Golden Gate Park reminded me I got a Phantasm press booklet from like when it originally aired, and I was able to meet Don Coscarelli and have him sign it. And I'm like, look, they had these blurbs for the newspapers in here, and I just wanted to ask, like, how much of this is true? Because I feel like if there were ragged renegade hill people, which there was a whole article about ragged renegade hill people that were stalking the set when they were shooting at Morningside Cemetery, and he's like, no, that happened. And I'm like, how did that not end on a DVD commentary? Oh, I just didn't think of it at the time. Anyway, and I'm like, no, please explain
no,
the hill
not
people.
anyway.
Don, sweetheart, light of my life. What the fuck? No, I just didn't think anyone would care about that story. Ragged renegade hill people.
Yeah, no, like the thing is that I would have done the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know, how did you forget that? Oh.
But it's like,
I was too
okay,
into
so,
talking about the shot and what we had.
So I flipped this goddamn thing open and I'm like, okay, so ragged renegade hill people, that happened. I could ask Mike, because we're buddies. I could have just called him, but no, I wanted to ask you. It says he was involved in a mudslide and there were caskets that were, because they had built a cemetery on top of a hill and the development of houses beneath, and there was a mudslide and the caskets went and he's like, no, call Mike, it happened. And I'm like, what the fuck? I actually found the news article that he had to miss filming for a week.
Wait,
because this had happened.
Because
like,
what? Because the cemetery that they were filming in was so jank.
This was out. Mike had to call out for a week because he was trapped in his house because there was a mudslide, and there were caskets from the cemetery up the hill in his backyard. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me! That happened. He's like, you can call him.
Demons, man.
I'm like, what the fuck actually happened on this set where all these stories are true? And he's like, well, the only inaccuracy I see here is that Sitting Here at Midnight is listed as the love theme from Phantasm, and that's not right. I'm like, okay, Don, thank you. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's like Herzog levels of crazy.
Have you ever looked into the eyes of the chicken? Seen the stupidity,
the depths of its stupidity. It's quite amazing.
God damn it. And that just, Werner Herzog just reminded me of a bit. For a week, me and my brother were doing David Lynch's birthday party, what David Lynch's birthday party would involve. If David Lynch,
Ooh.
come to the party. We're in the dumpster behind the Bob's Big Boy on San Fernando Road. Now, what you want to like? And we were going through like Isabella Rossellini's going to be doing Blue Velvet, and after that, Blue Velvet, and then the Lady in the Radiator will come on with her song. But you had to do it in the David Lynch accent. That was the whole thing. If the cake tastes funny, it's because it's mostly coffee grounds and the milkshake from the Bob's Big Boy. I mentioned it earlier. Do you want to find out who's the Quizart Satirak? I hired Kale and Sting. They're going to do a cage match at 5. The party begins when the vibe is on and ends when it's off. And it was just, how many things can you come up with that David Lynch would have at his birthday party inside of Bob's Big Boy dumpster?
Oh my God.
Don't think that the party's over when the party's over. Stay for a fat woman in a tube top to be mopping the floor while someone cries in a corner. We're like, if we stop now and say something inaccurate, there's no way. And then my brother's like, well, fuck, who else would have an amazing birthday party? I'm like, Werner Herzog. We're going to pin a bullet on Kinski and hopefully get him sent off set. Everything's beige. Nothing makes any fucking sense.
Over here we have a tent soaked in the blood from Grizzly Man. I like to keep this as a totem to remind me, much like the Native Americans, how they would take wampum as a reminder of the events of the past. I like to remember when I first heard the recordings of the scream, so terrifying and blood-curdling. Truly, your soul leaves your body when you listen, as a man is truly eviscerated to death by the very thing he loves. There is no sound like it.
That kind of, but it's like, oh my God, these two directors and their birthday parties would be fucking amazing.
Oh man, I'm
We don't
really
like
into
the-
this David Lynch birthday party idea. I gotta tell you.
Don't miss my grand entrance on 4 fetid calves and a goose. Get ready, we're doing movie night. We're only showing the most awkward parts of Lost Highway.
Hey, oh, I love Lost Highway. You know, it was the first David Lynch movie that I watched, and I was like, actually, I think I get this one.
Oh, we like this one.
I think I get this movie. Like, it's
Sit on the elephant man's lap. He'll be here till 2.
cool.
All right, that's the end of my birthday. Goodbye.
Goodbye. If you're looking for the sandworm, he can't make it as scheduled. Apparently, there was a hold up at the airport.
Make sure you take time to appreciate the art. I appreciate you. There you go.
Go. It's like the end of the Fablemans. Like, okay, kid. If the horizon is high, it's interesting. If it's low, it's interesting. If it's in the middle, it's boring and crap.
It's
Now,
so
Get out of
good.
here. Oh my God. Oh no, like fucking I spent the better part of a morning watching his past David Lynch weather reports.
Oh, they're so good, aren't they?
Yeah, like for those of you who don't know, so David Lynch got a YouTube channel. And every day every day he can, he will get on, and it's more days than you would think.
There are hundreds of episodes, yeah.
Yeah. He just gets on and he's like, hello, let's talk about the weather. And just look out the window. It's kind of raining, little gray, 65 degrees.
I remember there's
Today-
a Jim Morrison song
About
about rainy days. That's all.
that's it. Come back tomorrow. And then, like, an hour after that, he will upload the number of the day. What's the number of the day? 10
3.
balls. 10 numbers. Swirl it around. Today's number is 4. And then, like, fade to black. And then the words, what will tomorrow's number?
He's so great.
And I'm sitting there going, dude, I know the point is not for me to watch all of these, but just to marvel in the fact that you did it.
It's so great.
Oh my God. Don't listen to what the ghost of Dennis Hopper tells you.
If you were expecting party favors, you're wrong. Only pie and cigarettes.
It's. Did you ever see his, like, fucking newspaper comic, The Angriest Dog in the World?
No.
Okay, so here's the format of the comic. You got a little picture of an angry dog and a huge, like, huge, but most of the first panel is just word, it's text. You know, and it says, here is the world's angriest dog, locked in a state of rigor mortis because he is so angry. You know, and it goes on for a bit. It's that's just a panel of the angry dog, and at the end, somebody off screen says something. And then the dog goes. It
must be clear even to the non-mathematicians that the things in this world just don't add up to beans. Okay.
Yeah. You know?
The hell? Okay.
Yeah, it's just like the last panel is the dog growling because, like, someone says, like, the most David Lynch thing ever off screen.
Why?
I find the whole idea of milk to be overrated. Oh man, no, I love, dude. Like, that's the kind of weird I love. Like, why can't more people be that kind of weird? That's the kind of weird I want to be.
That's
like, if
the
I'm
kind of weird we need in this world.
Yeah, I want to be like really. I want to go like Don Quixote crazy. You know, I want to be like if I go in and I'm like nuts in a fucking like convalescent home or something. I want it to be like, what the hell is Jack? You know, old man Jack doing? Oh, he's laying in ambush for the Dragon Lord to re-emerge from his lair. You mean
we'd all buy it.
Ted? Yeah. See, every time Ted goes in the bathroom to take shit, he makes this horrible noise, and he is convinced that it's because Ted is actually a dragon
Trapped in a human
body. And now he's what the hell is he got in his hand? Oh, that's a coin sword. The fuck is a coin sword? You ever gone to Chinatown? They have these swords made out of coins and red string. What's that do? He says it keeps the evil spirits away. Well, how's that gonna work on a fucking dragon? He says it's a Chinese thing and you would never understand.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Yeah. And then finally some Chinese woman or girl sort of like, oh, I know how to handle this. Like, don't worry about it. Excuse me, great shaman. Yes. The dragon wants to know why you were laying in ambush while he takes a dump. Well, since he asked so nicely, tell him I want to know what his intentions are. Go now. I must wait here in case he returns. You mean to the hallway? Yes. Ted's he's not a dragon. He's just like morbidly obese, right? That's what he wants you to think.
It's the dragon skin.
That's why he's so big, this dragon in there.
The
I'm
mole
telling you.
nose.
Mole nose Jack. Yeah. Is Ted molting? I believe he is.
God. My favorite quote, you brought up Don Quixote, which I think is going to be my next tattoo, but who is the saner man? The one who sees the world as it is or as it should be?
Well, yeah, that's like part of
my
the big question.
Quote, and the reason why I was like, holy shit, this is next level to 13-year-old Rachel.
Well, yeah, because look, I'm
Who
already
doesn't want to see the world as it should be and make it that way?
Yeah, like I'm already kind of halfway there. I got mad once. Because someone once told me, this is more an acquaintance than a friend, said that they worried they were just bringing another privileged white child into the world, and I lost my shit. And one of the things I said was, of course, your child comes into a world of privilege. Every son is a prince, and every daughter a princess. I didn't go off on that. And I found myself going, look, man, if you raise the kid around different people,
you're going to be fine.
They'll be fine. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out because they're going to be like, that's my friend Donnie. His skin is darker than mine. And that'll be the end of it.
Yeah.
It's not the biggest problem people have with the source of the problem is that we all live in these little separated communities.
We're supposed to be a melting pot, people.
Yeah, a bit less these days, thankfully. But like that's a redlining was a problem for everybody in some way, and I hate, and I ain't no one's model minority, okay? Not ever, no how. Aren't you good at math? No. I am terrible at math because I get bored. Give me an equation. Oh, I'll do okay for about 10 minutes.
And then I give up.
And then, remember Totoro? Like, I'll be writing that. He had this funny ears, and then the girl tapped on him. She was so happy. That was a good movie.
Yeah, the ADD brain. We're amazing.
It's not good for long form mathematics. It really isn't. It's one of those, can you not do this? And I'm like, well, I mean, I could do any individual function okay. But when it comes to putting it all together, yeah, that's where I get into trouble because I'm like, what's the sequence again? And then I remember the sequence, and I forget why I needed to remember the sequence. And so I have to start all over again.
Well, And for me, the ADD does not help the anxiety. It actually makes the anxiety worse. Oh, you technically have one problem, one big problem. No, I've got 80 different problems and they're all going in different directions. And right now, all I want to do is lie down on this bed and listen to music, but I can't do that until I figure out the first problem that'll lead to the second problem being fixed. And then the third problem might get fixed
Oh,
if
yeah.
I fix the first two. But that ain't happening right now.
I have been told not to do meth and math. Actually, I gotta be fucking honest. I couldn't be a mathematician because I would have to be on Adderall all the time.
And who wants to do that?
Yeah, I don't want to. Look, I take a low level now. I do not want to have to be taking the levels necessary for that level of sustained concentration. It's a bit high. To say nothing of the fact that California currently has an Adderall shortage, and I can't get it in the first place.
Right now, I just think I would rather be unmedicated and miserable than medicated and not feel anything.
Wait, what?
I would rather be unmedicated and miserable than be medicated and feel nothing. I had a Zoloft prescription, and I just ended up feeling fucking blank.
I hated Zoloft. It was,
and it took me about a week to go, you know something? This is bad. I don't like this.
Did
I
you
would
get
rather just feel
when you're
things.
going off of it? Did you get the?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was sick for like a fucking day.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, that's the withdrawal.
And the restless leg. I got restless leg while I was on this medication. Then they gave me sleeping pills because I'd get the restless leg, and the sleeping pills only made the restless leg worse.
So basically what you're telling me is you did not get very good psychiatric care.
No, I did not.
That is yeah, because that's not that they are supposed to help you fix that. You know, as one guy said, look, if the medication isn't getting you where you need to be, it's wrong.
Oh, we'll just up your dose. If I just told you that it isn't working for me and I don't like the way it's making me feel, maybe we can try something else, or you could go to hell.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, no, I got lucky. I found a psychiatrist that listened extremely well. And then he went off to the VA, and now I'm dealing with another guy who's pretty good. But now that whole office is owned by another company, and I'm like,
you can't make it easy on me, not even this time.
Well, it's weird because you find yourself just constantly going, what is going to be improved by getting bought by a larger company when you are a mental health resource center? How is that going to help?
Because then we have more money to put into things, maybe? I don't.
Well, that would, well, you
We're
know.
spitballing ideas here.
Well, yeah. I find myself going wait, you got bought? What, was there a board of directors? Is that how it works? Just constantly confused. Yeah, but yeah. If one med doesn't work, they're supposed to try another one. They're supposed to work with you.
And I'm like, what kind of contract do you have with the Zoloft company?
Yeah, Zoloft was really popular for a hot minute, but it's way fallen out of fashion. It is way fallen out of fashion because the fucking withdrawal is so nasty. Also, it doesn't work for a lot of people.
And you see you remember those 90s ads with the little bean people that were,
Hey, it made the little bead on the car on the commercial happy, right?
It'll have to work for you. You kind of look like a bean.
Yeah, it's 3 different types of insulin. Wait, there are different types of insulin? I thought there was just insulin. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I saw a commercial on Tubi where they were like singing and dancing. Do you have type 2 diabetes? And I was like, done. Fucking done. I'm like,
I
to hell
cannot-
with this.
One of my favorites, and they've stopped
I got
doing
type 2
these ads.
diabetes. What?
And you're singing and dancing about it. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, they
They
sing and dance about it.
You can find it on YouTube, and it's for if your boner is bent. And they did a bent carrot ad for this boner medication to straighten your boner. I'm not kidding. This ran on TV.
I didn't know that was a thing that could. I thought I would think that if your penis was just bent, that was just the way it was built.
Let me see if I can find the bent carrot ad. Bent carrot.
Like, is there literally, like, if I take a medication, I could get
It's
like an
called-
up curve?
Yep. A Viaflex commercial with the carrots on YouTube.
Viaflex, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
With an X.
Viaflex. Okay. Viaflex. Oh, hey. It comes up immediately.
You're gonna want to go to the couple standing in the kitchen.
Okay, hold on. Okay, that one I'm not seeing.
I linked it to you in the meeting chat.
Okay. All right. All right, we can do this. Come on, chat. Yeah.
You're due.
Okay.
Let's bend some carrots.
Bends in a different direction, you might feel bothered by. Manhood looks different from guy to guy, but when yours bends in a different direction, you might feel bothered by it. So talk to a urologist, because a bend in your erection might be Peyronie's disease, or PD. It's a condition that involves a buildup of scar tissue, but it's treatable. Xiaflex is the only FDA-approved non-surgical treatment for appropriate adult men with Peyronie's disease. Along with daily penile stretching and straightening exercises,
Wait, what? Daily penile stretching and straightening exercises. Oh, this has got to be horse shit.
Xiaflex has been proven
They've
to help
made
gradually
more
reduce
professional
the bend.
ads
The treatment area
since
involves
then
your urethra,
about
or if
this
you're allergic to any
particular
collagens
drug.
or any of the
But that
ingredients,
first one is
may
like,
cause serious side effects,
I don't
including
want to
penile
hear
fracture or
about
other serious
penile
injury during erection,
stretching
and severe
and
allergic reactions, including
exercising.
anaphylaxis. Seek help if you have any of these symptoms. Do not have any sexual activity during and for at least 4 weeks after each treatment cycle.
Wait, what? Don't have sex for 4 weeks before? After? Wait, so before and after each. So you're not fucking for 2 months. That
Xiaflex.
Xiaflex. Question mark. Okay, is this what is Xiaflex used to treat? I don't care. Cost, side effects, and more. Oh my god, it's a real drug. What? It's a collagen enzyme. It's used for a lot of other things.
But the bent carrot ad was the first popping on the scene to let you know this drug exists. Fucking bent carrot ad.
God. I'm gonna grab my burger. I'll be right back. By the way, if y'all want to help Horror Mom out, here is what we'd like to call the GoFundMe link. There we go.
Yay!
Yay! All right.
You
I'll
go
be
get your
right
burger.
back.
So, yes. How is everyone? We're having a fun night. We're talking about shit. It happens. It's not a fun night. I have been riding just the I've been riding the waves of anxiety. And that's okay. Life's sweet. It's cool, it's offbeat. But yeah, if you can help, please do. If not, that's okay. Tell your friends. Maybe they'd help. This is like, this whole fucking thing has started like a whole mini crisis in my brain box. And it's not fun. Yeesh. I'm here. My son got through kindergarten, which is awesome. And he's very into Power Rangers right now, which has been fun. He's also was sick for a little bit, which is okay. He's getting better. But this cough syrup that they had me give him turned him into the coolest little, he was like a little kid drunk. And the shit he would say when he had just had the cough syrup. Hey, mommy, there are so many bugs outside. So many bugs. I'm like, yeah, buddy. There are bugs outside. Don't know what to tell you. We should buy frogs. And then they'll eat all the bugs. Okay, buddy. That sounds great. Anything else you want to just add to your idea? Go Power Rangers. And then ran away from me to go play with the bugs that he had found. I'm like, the fuck? So yes, that fun kind of shit is what I get on the daily. Or, God, what was it today? Mom, I need to go to Target. He doesn't understand want and need. And especially today, not the day to be asking to go anywhere. But, Mom, I need to go to Target because I need a dino egg. You don't need a dino egg. Yeah, and you don't need a sweater. He tries to argue his little child point, and he never comes up with like an accurate other side, which is so fun to see him build his little personality. But at the same time, come on, buddy. Or, Mom, you're beautiful, but that shirt, it's not. So can you change it before we go anywhere? Secondhand little child embarrassment. Sure. He doesn't like I have a Klaus Nomi shirt, and he hates it, and I wear it all the time. You can see I'm very out of practice with this. And that's fine, I guess. It's like arguing with a Twitter user. You've dealt with this like in person though, which, you know, is fine, but we also know that like he'll get frustrated enough, and like Josh knows what happens when my son gets frustrated. Things get messy. God. I'm so not used to doing this stuff anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I focused on being a mom for too long. And I gotta work tomorrow. And I gotta go to a bridal shower. So that's gonna be ace. And I've just been feeling like I've been having just like panic attack after panic attack after panic attack. I'm angry.
Right.
That I'm angry, Josh, is gonna live forever.
I'm angry.
Oh, we were talking about when my son gets frustrated. Did Josh tell you about the day he shit himself over a pot pie?
Yes, he did.
So Josh came to Ohio a little while back, and we went to the store, and my son picked himself out a chicken pot pie to eat. And he like took a little bit of it and like really wasn't into it and decided to give it to my dad because my dad'll eat pretty much anything. He's the goat of the family. And then, dad finishes it, throws it away. Thank you so much. It was kind of a sweet moment. And then my son comes up like 5 minutes later. He's like, "Where's my Popeye?" Dad's like, "I ate it." And this kid goes into the kitchen stomping mad. I angry. I frustrated. I angry. And then the most bombastic shit smell comes out of the kitchen. And this poor boy was so angry about someone eating a pot pie that this boy had given over. It was no longer his, that he shit himself. And once we stopped gagging, it smelled that bad. We had to wrestle him down to get him clean. It didn't stop there because the next day we were joking about can't get this kid too frustrated. You saw what happened yesterday. It's unholy what happens when this kid gets frustrated. Don't get him frustrated right after lunch because that's just straight no. And he's still, I angry, I frustrated. I'm like, well, are you angry enough to shit yourself or are you just like plain old mad? Because there's a difference apparently. He was 3 at the time. He's now 4. And just the amazing little kid shit that he thinks he can pull off. He tried lying recently.
Uh-oh.
And it was the best thing on the planet. Because I had watched him do this thing. And I'm like, buddy, don't do that. You're being stupid. He has these little mini figures of Indiana Jones because the new movie's coming out. And I'm like, hell yeah,
Okay.
get him the Indiana Jones toy. He also has a Scooby-Doo Playmobil mansion, and it has a fireplace.
Okay.
And he was putting Indiana Jones and Marion down the fireplace. And I'm like, if you do that, they're going to get stuck. He did it anyway.
Okay.
And I'm like, buddy, I told you not to put them down there. He goes off and plays with something else. Then came back and was, where are my toys? Where Jones? Where the lady? Buddy, you put them down the chimney. I didn't do that. Grandpa did it. Grandpa did that. My dad's sitting there like, what the fuck did I do? No, Grandpa, I watched you put those things down there. Mommy, your eyes are wrong.
Wow.
It's like this lie just became like fucking gaslighting from a 4-year-old. I angry, the loudest little kid you've ever heard.
This little kid
my
fart you've ever
gosh.
heard. I angry.
I frustrated. And Josh knows this. Every once in a while, I take a mom break. I just need 5 minutes where no one asks me for shit. I just need to lay down, let myself calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I definitely needed a fucking mom break. And I laid out on my bed, and unbeknownst to me, runs over to my dad, whose grandfather, goes, I think mommy frustrated. Yeah, let's leave mommy alone. No, I help her. She frustrated. Is it me that she frustrated? No, it's not you that she's frustrated at. It's like a whole other situation. Okay, then I go help her. Which included like poking me, and I'm like, dude, just buddy, mommy needs a minute. You need to leave her alone for a minute. But you frustrated. I want to help you. How do you think you're gonna help me? How? We can make s'mores. You like fire?
Well, that sounds like a threat.
You like making the fire. I guess we
Make
could
the
make
fire,
s'mores.
child. Step inside.
You could listen to the music. You could listen to your music, and then you not be frustrated anymore. And then we can go out. We can go Target. Nobody is going to fucking Target. No one is leaving this goddamn house. How many times do I have to tell you? Mom, it's not fun. It's not fun. And you're frustrated and you get better. But if he sees me crack a smile, he's like, you're cured. You're not frustrated anymore. The slight smile that came on my face because you did something absolutely ridiculous and stupid. No way. Oh, yes.
This is why they're cute.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we would kill them.
Or we did a happiness scale, or like a happy sad face thing, and he had to get happy faces while he was at school because he was being kind of a dick.
Storyteller said, "Do not believe your lying eyes, mother."
But one day he got all frowny faces. There was no note with it, and I'm like, buddy, how did you get all frowny faces today? First he tried to hide it. Like, I didn't get the paper. I didn't get a paper. Don't look at my book bag. I didn't get a paper home.
Okay.
Buddy. I pull the backpack off him. He's 4. It's easy. And I go, how did you get all frowny faces? I punch a teacher. Why did you punch a teacher? I hungry. She took away my snack. And I'm like, you can't be punching your teacher because she took away your snack. You silly little thing. Also included was a Cheerio picture that, like, they put the Cheerios they glue the Cheerios on the paper. I'm like, did you try to eat the Cheerios off the paper and the teacher tried to stop you and then you hit her? Yeah.
Okay.
This makes so much sense, and yet it makes no sense at all. I love you, but this is why animals eat their young.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I want to thank R. Ryle M., George Holmes, Marcus Fields, and Trevor Greeny for donating in the last hour.
Oh, thank you.
I just noticed that there was a little button that's like recent donations. I was like, oh, I wonder if that'll tell me like what happened.
I need to get to thanking people.
Yeah. Okay, so I can't say who this was, but I heard the greatest first menstruation story ever. It's very simple, and yet it's not going, it will break your mind, but it is simple. All right. We begin our journey in Africa. Told you. As we begin our story in Africa, as 14 to 15-year-old person is with their dad, who is doing stuff in Africa. And this stuff involves, living in a, I don't know what you call it, but like, some sort of semi-open air tent.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it begins.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Menses begins. And she doesn't know what to do. Like, she knows what to do. But she is in Africa in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, uh-oh. In the beginning, the earth was created. Oh, just wait for it. Okay, so she then's like, I better find my dad. He left the tent. And so she goes out there, and all of a sudden, there are all these female lions. And she's like,
Shit.
what do I do? Because apparently, like a couple miles away, there's like a lion preserve. Now, clearly she's okay. Because she's telling the tale.
Live to tell the tale.
But eventually, she was like, so they kind of start surrounding me, and then they kind of nudge me towards a tree very gently, and I don't know what to do. Because lions.
Yeah.
And so I kind of start crying. Because lions. And they get me to sit, but I don't want to start yelling because that might, lions.
Yeah.
So they get her to sit under a tree and then just sit with her as it goes on. And I'm just sort of like, look, I think you got this whole situation all wrong. Apparently, Mother Earth herself is very invested in your period.
She had a gang of lions take care of you.
Came and took care of you during this very important moment, which, I gotta be honest, knowing you answers a lot of questions. But yeah, that was probably the greatest period story I have ever heard. I mean, I'm like, are you sure you don't want to practice witchcraft or something? Because I'm pretty sure you could kill a man just by staring at him now. So whenever she's feeling low, I remind her of that. I was like, come on. That is.
You had lions look after you during
that
your
is I'm like, that is mythical. This is not just incredible. They fucking write myths about that shit. You're supposed to conquer a country now or something. Smite a god? Move a mountain? Are you sure you weren't born with a golden girdle? Holy shit. Yeah, it feels like a scene. Yeah, it does feel like a scene out of an A24 film. She's having a bad life, and then just that's the modern remake of the original 1930s Cat People. If I did,
oh my god, that would be an amazing scene.
Oh my god, that'd be so fucking awesome. I probably have to use fake lions. I'm not sure I'm willing to do that roar style.
Then someone gets their face bitten off.
Oh, dude. That movie is so weird.
Yeah.
That movie is so weird because, you think it's going to be an Animal Rampage movie, and it isn't.
Nope.
It's a heartwarming family drama that has a lion in it. Well, more than one lion. It has a lot of lions.
Anton LaVey's lions in that movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not just any lion. It is a satanic lion because it was Anton LaVey's. You think about that and you're like, Melanie Griffith's father is crazy. It probably should not have been around children.
But she was there.
Like, when you the crocodile hunter, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, I trust the crocodile hunter. I'm not sure I fucking trust, like, random member of the Griffith family in Hollywood.
By the way, stingrays better watch the fuck out. Steve Irwin still got gunners on the street. I'm just saying.
Oh, God, what was that joke? You know, Steve Irwin, he died the way he lived with the animals in his heart.
God.
Oh,
There
man.
are so many bad jokes from back in the day about celebs dying that I remember.
Why does San Francisco not have a monument to Anton and Togor? I don't know. Probably for
They
the same
should.
reason that we don't have a monument to Emperor Norton, and we really need one. You know, we all know Emperor Norton, right? No?
No.
Okay, let's dig this. Way back in ye old days when Mark Twain was alive and living in San Francisco, Ambrose Bierce had just disappeared. And one day, this person, he's a businessman. He does like rice shipments.
Mhm.
Puts everything into a shipment of rice. Motherfucking thing sinks. He loses everything. His wife and children leave him in just on the spot. He is alone,
Wow.
living in a flop house in San Francisco. And he goes completely bonkers.
Understandably so.
And then one day, he goes into, like, I don't know if they had the Salvation Army back in, like, 1860 or whatever. But he gets a handle of a Union Army jacket and a Confederate hat.
And made himself
And then started
general.
declaring himself the Emperor of the United States.
okay.
And they're like, why are you wearing a Union jacket and a Confederate hat? And his answer was, because even though my country is at war with itself, both sides are still my people. You're like, okay. Interesting answer.
It follows.
It
Okay,
follows. It
tracks.
tracks. It tracks. And then apparently one of his skills is that he was like a calligrapher, like he did calligraphy. And so he draws money and issues it to people as if it was like, you know,
US
take
currency.
this to the bank and cash it. And he starts paying for shit with it.
OG Trump bucks.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Unlike Trump bucks, the people of San Francisco
Acknowledge
like
it?
him so much, they acknowledge it.
Huh.
So he would come into places and be like, here. And they're like, what did that guy just pay with? Did that guy just leave without paying? And it's like, kinda. What do we do about it? And they were like, we so nice. I don't want to like fucking. I'll be an asshole about it. So eventually, the scheme that they worked out was he was not allowed to pay with that money, but he was allowed to sell it for U.S. currency.
Brilliant.
Yeah. That's the deal that the city made with him. That was like an actual like kind of chamber of commerce solution. It's like, all right, you can vend the money, you know, and of course, like his response is, "Oh, you bankers," you know, like,
You're trying to give me that rigmarole.
yeah, you're trying to give me the runaround, you know, and he had a couple of imperial hounds, which were like some stray mutts that he took care of.
Nice.
He would greet people at I don't think that the current ferry building existed back then, but he would greet people at the big like
Doc.
train station,
Wow.
you know, the big trolley station. And he became semi-famous because Mark Twain writes an article about him for the San Francisco Chronicle.
Nice.
And he was just like, let me
You got
tell
the
you
Mark Twain
about
write-up?
this dude, you know? Yeah, and this is before Mark Twain was like anybody. This is back when he was Samuel Clemens. You know?
Yeah.
So, but this is where he becomes legend. So, late 19th century, San Francisco. You might say there was a lot of tension between the Irish and the Chinese during that period of time.
Yeah.
They made an entire fucking show about it, I believe, called The Warrior. So, Emperor Norton is widely recognized in Chinatown. Because he's the emperor.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it just hit them different. And he catches wind because like people would tell him stuff. He catches wind that the Irish, I think were they the cops at the time? Anyway, an Irish gang was going to invade Chinatown and just basically they were going to pull what we would eventually refer to as a Tulsa massacre on them. So he stands in Little Grant Street, which is the main street in Chinatown. And as the gang comes forward, he simply starts reciting the Lord's Prayer over and over and over again. You know, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as. And when they're like, hey, get out of the fucking way, he just says it louder.
Wow.
And the crowd doesn't know what to do. So they just disperse. He confounded them so thoroughly that he stopped a riot.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And you're just like, I'm sorry, what?
I confused them.
I have confused them into, and I'm like, dude, that's some Jedi Master shit. I don't even know if you knew that was going to happen, but holy crap. And it's like, did that happen? Yeah, it happened. Yeah. It happened. Yeah, long live Emperor Norton. And like, that's basically his legend. Like, he's so legendary. Like, there's a really, God, I hope they put this in season 2 of Sandman. There is a great story about him in Sandman that goes over a lot of the details of his life, but of course it's like fictionalized, you know. But a lot of the less fantastical stuff,
Yeah.
absolutely
true.
absolutely happened,
Wow.
and you're just sort of like,
Well, damn.
what? Wait, that motherfucker was real? You know, like, what the hell? You know, and it is one of those, like, I'm pretty sure that guy was not a man, but a spirit,
god.
but a god? Like, come on. You know, like, I feel like we should have named the city after him, Greek style. Yeah, fuck a mayor, you know?
I am gonna have to get off.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Thank you for
I'm
having
just
me on.
glad I'm just glad that we could help. I'm glad that we could help. If anyone who came in can help out with the GoFundMe, that's much appreciated.
Thank you guys.
You know, we're about, yeah, the GoFundMe itself is like, we need like just over 400 to get to the goal, but of course, like, because it's GoFundMe, like, we don't absolutely need to get there, but if we can get as a little bit farther, that would be great. You know,
Thank you guys.
yeah, Dragon DW11 is like, he was a wizard. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like, I'm pretty sure there was a dimensional breach, and that's where Ambrose Bierce fucking disappeared into. You know, but like some fairy creature came out, like a changeling,
Like his doppelganger came out. Yeah. It went with the rice boat.
Yeah. Oh god, that reminds me of me and my brother at one point we're going to pitch a first person video game about the occult San Francisco called The Bridge.
Lovely.
Yeah. All right, so I guess I will see you all. Thank you for coming by. Actually, I haven't gotten to talk to you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, but like, you
But
know,
I worry that I'm bothering everybody anyway. So
what?
I usually worry that I'm bothering anyone anyway. So.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. Like, you know, not at all. Like, no. I like you.
Yay!
Yeah. All right. So until next time, everybody. Excuse me. There's probably eating that chicken sandwich. Ave Satanas, Disco Inferno, and remember, say that I love y'all very much, and thank you for coming down.
Thank you guys.